Hello, everyone. Susie Walther here, and I wanted to talk this week for our blog on the fact that we had a leader training this weekend, and to just unpack it a little bit for everyone, and also kind of lay a challenge out there. So in order to come to leader training, the prerequisite is that you're leading something, that you either have some sort of leadership platform. You've got a women's ministry or some type of ministry that you're leading. You've got a group, or you're planning on leading a group. You've got a Bible study, or planning on leading a Bible study. But that's the prerequisite. There's no point in being at a leader training if you're not intending on leading anything. But if you are, then this is a training that can potentially resource you for the ministry that God has given you to do. So we had 106 women signed up for this training, which I think is pretty stinking amazing. Of the 106 women that were signed up, women who are leading or planning to lead, once again, that's the prerequisite for the training. Of that 106, 88 were actually on the call. We did it via Zoom. Always have some challenges, but we did it anyways. We're not going to let the technology or the lack thereof keep us from doing what it is that God has called us to do. So we had 88 women that were actually on that call, but kind of unpacking the stats a little bit. Of the 106 women that signed up, 1/4 were brand new to the well. They'd never been to a training. They'd never been a part of the well ministry before. So that was pretty amazing. 2/3 of the women that were a part of that training were leading with other churches or ministries. So only 1/3 of the women signed up were actually with the well. Now that's like crazy. So, but here's the thing. 1/3 of the women that signed up for the well, I don't know that they're leading Bible studies with the well. The last I looked, there were 6 or 7 Bible studies on the well website. So if you're leading or planning to lead and you say that you're doing that with the well, I hope that you have made contact with Laura so that we can know and other women can know what it is that you're planning to lead. The other thing is the 2/3 of the women that weren't a part of the well, they're leading all across. I mean, we had women there from California and Washington State all the way over to New York, so, and everything in between. So I believe that God has really poised us to do something, that he has poised them to do something that was spoken at the leader training. Laura had mentioned this, that our groups are not just common space. They're actually supernatural space. Something supernatural is supposed to be happening in our groups. And so I really pray that the women that were a part of this training walked away with the sacredness of what we're doing, the beauty of what we're doing, and are just absolutely in awe of what God has given us to do. That whether we do a group or lead a ministry online or in-person space, it is supernatural what we're doing. We're asking heaven to interact with earth. We're acting that which belongs to the heavens to interact with that which belongs to the earth. We're asking humans to interact with a holy God to do something transformative, not only on the earth, but that something transformative would happen inside of each and every one of us. So it's pretty amazing what it is that God has called us to do. But if we don't do what we heard talked about at the training, then all it really was a 2.5-hour information grab. So I really encourage every one of you who are a part of that, every woman who has a leadership platform, to understand that God is trying to do something through our groups. Ultimately, what he's trying to do is bring us closer to his son, Jesus Christ. And the reason why we need to be close to him is, and we talked about it at the training, Jesus is what the kingdom of God looks like when it's operating in a human being. Jesus is the Lord of the earth. We are called to be his followers, and not only his followers, not only people that believe in him, but we are supposed to be those that are his ambassadors who can represent him on the earth. And there's just amazing things that God is calling us to. So we want to make sure that we're not just learning about those things, but that we are actually implementing the things that we've learned so that we can be part of that revolution that Jesus Christ started over 2,000 years ago. So if you were not a part of that training this weekend and you have a leadership platform, then I really hope that the next time this is offered, you would make every effort to try to be a part of it, because I think God does something pretty tremendous there. The information is good, but not for information's sake. It's good so that we can make the changes necessary to break the cycle of non-discipleship in our groups and in our Bible studies, in our women's ministries, and really advance that supernatural thing that God is trying to do called kingdom. that supernatural thing where he is in our midst. You know, the king is in our midst. Where two or more are gathered, the king is in our midst. So this is what we're trying to get a hold of. And so once again, women that were there that are a part of our ministry, I hope that you're making contact with Laura, that you are getting what you're doing on that website, on the Facebook page, so that other women can join in. Women are looking for real space, authentic space, transformative space, redemptive space. They're looking for it. They're hungry for it. Your group can be one of those spaces. So make sure it didn't turn into an information grab for you. For those of you who were a part of us and you're leading in other places, God bless you for what you're doing. You are part of a great work that God has been doing on the earth from the dawn of time. And we need to be excited about that, you know. So I hope that you are encouraging women in your area to be a part of whatever it is that you're doing. Be that prayerful voice within your church, with whatever your spheres of influence are, so that once again, what we are doing together, what we're doing individually, but what we're also doing together, is breaking this cycle of non-discipleship, which has just been pervasive in our churches, in our women's groups, in our women's ministries. We are now, I declare, we are part of the revolution. All righty, ladies. Bye-bye.